Today we are exploring how Western and Asian cultures interact in films and what that means for society. Cultural clashes and exchanges are common, especially in diverse regions like Asia. But they are more than just difference. Movies capture these moments in ways that feel real and relatable. Through this study, we will examine films that highlight this interaction, analyzing their stories, characters, and deeper messages. We want to understand how media portrays cultural differences and why that matters in today's interconnected world.
Hello, I will be presenting about the data analysis of this research. Hollywood has long been in the business of portraying Asians, often through harmful repeating stereotypes that inform real-life perceptions. In recent movies, Asian men are often boiled down to shy, brainy nerds or martial artists without any romantic agency. Asian women, on the other hand, are often hypersexualized and exoticized, presented on the screen as submissive fantasy figures, which can be seen in Memoirs of a Geisha in 2005. The field also has a deep history of whitewashing Asian roles, from Warner Orland's Charlie Chan to controversies over casting in Crazy Rich Asians, which was premiered in 2018. These patterns are explained by post-colonial theories such as Homi Bhabha's concept of stereotyping reinforces rigid, oversimplified depictions of Asians, whereas Edward Said highlights how Hollywood explicitly positions Asians as an other in order to protect Western cultural hegemony. These stereotypes are contradictory. Asian men are both emasculated and pose as a threat, while Asian women are both seductive and submissive. Asian representation in Hollywood has bled to the world alongside global politics. Immigration fears manifested in the early 20th century stereotypes, while the model minority label arose after World War II, portraying Asians as industrious yet socially remote. Martial arts stars such as Bruce Lee and Jackie Chan have begun to push more visibility for Asians in Hollywood in the 1980s, but the characters tended to be limited to the action genre and lacked romantic nuances. Despite claims of increasing diversity, Hollywood continues to recycle outdated depictions. Self-orientalization, where Asian filmmakers align their work with Western cinematic expectations, further sustains these stereotypes. While progress has been made, significant changes are still needed to ensure more authentic and multi-dimensional portrayals of Asian in Hollywood films. That's all for me. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Aisha Humaira, and today I'll be discussing how Hollywood films reinforce cultural and gender stereotypes, particularly in the portrayal of Asian. Media plays a powerful role in shaping perceptions, and often this portrayal leads to biased views and misunderstandings. One example is the Karate Kid, which despite being set in China, still uses the Japanese term karate instead of focusing on Chinese martial arts such as Kung Fu. This reflects Hollywood's tendency to generalize Asian cultures, which reinforce the idea of Western dominance over authenticity. Additionally, the film also highlights language superiority, where the American protagonist, Dre, struggles with Mandarin, while the Chinese characters speak fluent English. This subtly implies Western superiority in communication and also global relevance. Another example is Man on Fire, where a girl learns about Chinese history, including polygamy and emperors with many concubines. Although she later realizes that this isn't entirely true, the film still reinforces the stereotype that Asian culture, especially in China, uphold rigid gender roles with dominant men and submissive women. So such portrayal contribute to discrimination and also shape public perception in a negative way. So similarly, The Lotus Blossom portrays Asian women as submissive, obedient, and existing solely to please white men. This narrative contributes to the harmful yellow fever fetish, where Asian and women are hypersexualized and seen as exotic. Although the film was released in the early 90s, its themes persist in modern media, reinforcing outdated and damaging stereotypes. So these type of portrayals have real-world consequence affecting how Asian men and women are perceived and also treated. It's important to challenge this narrative to promote accurate, diverse, and respectful representation in media. By being more critical of the content we consume, we can push for change and foster inclusivity and storytelling.
Cultural appropriation happens when elements of a non-dominant culture are used by a dominant group in a way that reinforce stereotypes or disrespect their original meaning. These include things like dance, clothing, and custom often used without permission or proper understanding. Many people don't realize when they are engaging in culture appropriation because it's a complex issue. Problem arises when a dominant culture takes aspect of another culture without respect or acknowledgement, making it feel exploitative. These often erase the original meaning and significance of cultural traditions. When these elements are used out of context, it can lead to misunderstanding and disrespect. For example, in the Western-dominated fashion industry, designers often take inspiration from different cultures for their collection. However, when they use cultural elements just to make a fashion statement without recognizing or crediting the original creator, it crosses into appropriation. This can mislead consumers into thinking the designs are entirely original, ignoring the history and significance behind them. Meanwhile, the dominant culture profits, while the originating culture gets no recognition or benefit.
So, from our analysis, one thing is clear, which is media has a powerful influence on how we perceive different cultures. For many years, Hollywood has relied on stereotypes, which often misrepresenting Asians in one-dimensional roles. But we are seeing a few films like Crazy Rich Asians and Fresh Off the Boat, which are breaking those molds, showing more authentic and diverse narratives. That said, some films still subtly reinforce Western superiority through language, gender roles, or cultural misrepresentations. These highlight the responsibility of media creators to portray cultures with respect and accuracy. Ultimately, media is more than just entertainment. It shapes opinions, reinforces or challenges biases, and can even drive social change. Well, thank you for watching. That is all from us.